mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace, peace. Welcome back to another episode of the Urban X Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Malcom. This is the artist formerly known as the Black Dot. We're here with you guys in the building. What is good?
What is good? What is good? To the Urban X Nation, everyone in the building, glad you are here with us. As usual.
Absolutely.
Say it again?
I said absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. And so another great week has gone by where we in the Urban X Nation, especially the membership, have been getting it done.
Absolutely. And we got another fire week for the members. If you haven't heard, so first off, every day we waking up 6:30 in the morning, meeting with everybody, talking. This past weekend on Saturday, we had like a virtual baby shower for me and my lady.
Beautiful.
Expecting our,
It was
expecting
amazing.
Our second boy any day now, right? So prepared for that, and got a lot of love, a lot of gifts from the people. Appreciate you.
Yes, we're going to put that gift card information back up, Malcolm, because until the baby shows, you know.
Yeah, man, he be needing stuff. You know, we be needing stuff.
Oh, man, you're going to be needing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
So, so we meet every day. We every day since December started, we doing our Power 30. So we meeting every day. And then we've also added in to the membership the Wisdom Wednesdays. Last Wednesday, we had Ascending Infinite Goddess in there answering questions. It was fire. Everybody who was there can attest to that. It was fire.
Yeah. She was in there giving it up. She opened up with a sound bowl to kind of change the vibrational frequency. She ended with a general reading with a new deck she had to kind of, bring us up to speed on some stuff. And it really was amazing. We thank Infinite Goddess for her time. And this Wednesday, Dr. Phil Valentine.
We got a monster in there. Dr. Phil Valentine is in the building. And if you want your questions answered, if you want to be on screen, sitting right next to him, asking him a direct question, you can. All you have to do is become a member at urbanx.nyc. It's all in there. Wednesdays, you will get the link. And you'll get the link to join as well. And yeah, let's do it. I'm excited.
And Phil is like a human chat GTP. So if you ask a mundane question, you get a mundane answer. If you ask that elder a real good question, where he's got to fix his hat a little bit, and go in your answer. So you got a few days to think about something that you really want to ask that can help you out.
Absolutely.
What
else?
I don't understand. Mama Dot is telling me something about the baby. I don't know.
What?
Just say it, Mama Dot. Yeah. Anyway, and so that's what's popping. Phil Valentine also has his seminar coming up on January 19th.
Mm-hmm.
It's countdown to 2030. And so what's about to pop off, he has an early bird special, so just hit Eventbrite. All the information is there on the flyer, and it will line you up for what Phil has to offer and what he has to build on, and it's gonna be crazy. And we're gonna have him on for a regular interview on one of these Mondays, I promise, before that seminar comes through. We ain't gonna do y'all like that. We ain't gonna do y'all like that. You know?
All right, so with that being said, let's do a quick roll call. Then let's get to some stuff, man.
All right, hit that roll call.
Let's do a quick roll call. Philly, Bill in the building, so I guess it's Philly in the building, right? Who else we got? Come on, guys.
Wilmington, Delaware
in the bill.
Chicago.
Via Edenwald, BX, all right.
Coney Island in the building.
Houston in the building. Jacksonville.
Houston, yep.
Tampa. Detroit. Naptown again. Wilmington, North Carolina now. Atlanta.
Nice.
Compton. Compton's in the house.
In the house. Thank you,
Carolina,
Knowledge.
405 for the super chat. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. All right. And St. Louis, Cleveland, Clearwater, Florida, everywhere. Thank you guys for being here. There was a very, very eventful Sunday. More than I'm used to. Sunday is usually where people and the news kind of takes a break. No. Yesterday was a doozy, and we're gonna talk about it. Hit the button.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So which one to start with?
Jay-Z.
Okay. All right, guys.
Let's go for the big homie.
All right. So if you have not heard, yesterday he was sued for essay rape of an underage person. This was along with Diddy, and immediately, like, I've never seen how fast this happened. Immediately, he responded with his own statement, and it didn't look like a lawyer wrote it. It sounded like he wrote it, and I was actually surprised because it seemed like this was like the most personality, the most like we've seen in Jay-Z in like the last 10 years, because he's always tried to be like mysterious or too cool with the legs crossed when he's talking to people, and he's on his Basquiat stuff. But this one, he seemed perturbed by this lawsuit. So I'm going to read some of the statement here, okay? Quote, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a quote-unquote lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever will commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? The alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I am more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family, my wife, and my wife, and I will have to, and my family. Wait, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit with our children, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to such at a, endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. Should I just? I'm gonna just close it out. My heart and support goes out to the true victims of the world, who will have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chase in a cheap. You have made a terrible judgment and error thinking that all celebrities are the same. I am not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out the project of who made it out of the projects in Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have a very strict code and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Your only network of conspiracy theorists, fake psychics will believe the idiotic claims that you have levied against me, that if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am, end quote. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. So that was a lot. But real quick, I want to mention a couple of things from this letter that I just kind of found interesting. So first of all, if he called himself a young man, I was just like, what? Like 55 years old, brother, like young man. And then two, the conspiracy theorists and fake psychics. That means that tells me he watches. Like he keeps up with a lot of stuff. He might seem like he's above it all, but this shows me he clearly watches. He clearly has a burner account somewhere on the timeline that he just kind of keeps abreast of what is happening. So I just thought that was interesting. Again, and another thing, the fact that he kind of responded on his own without his lawyer. So I'm seeing some people say that's fire. That shows that he ain't do nothing. That shows that he's willing to fight this. And or I'm seeing people go, that mean that nigga guilty. Like he's trying to get ahead of it, and he is guilty. Now, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so when I first saw this suit, I was, in shock. I was like, whoa, like this is really going down. But then I read that Tony Busby has something to do with this, and something about him just doesn't strike me as a serious man for some reason. But I'm hearing that he is. I'm hearing that he's about his business, that he does his due diligence. But for some reason, I see him. I just kind of think of Ben Crump. Like and not because they have anything to do with one another, but just how I see the way they operate. Okay, so this case, I know a lot of people want this to be like it. I'm just not sure it is.
This is not the smoking gun.
Yeah, right. So, but what I will say is lawyers, they don't put lawyers at this stage, at this height. They don't just put out lawsuits for nothing. So somebody must be we talk about the conspiracies, or we talk about the wars that we have no idea what's going on. Somebody let this happen, because I'm positive that Jay has been trying to hush this up behind the scenes for a while. I'm sure he knew it was coming, and I'm sure he's been trying to get it stomped out for a long time. So the fact that it became public, the fact that some publications are touching it and are reporting on it, tells me that there is something going on here. I'm just not sure what. Time will do tell, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. 2024, I'm seeing things I never thought I'd see. Like, seriously, I never thought I'd see this. But what I will also say about this too is that it raises a lot of funny scenarios for people, because the entire summer, this goes all the way back to the Kendrick and Drake thing again. The entire summer, everybody was dancing and hooting and hollering to A Minor and Certified Pedophile and this, that, and the third. And they were taking the side of morality and they were standing on their soapbox. And now your favorite, a lot of y'all's favorite, got a weird case. Why is he around now? You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's funny because a lot of people's hypocrisies are coming to the forefront now, because you might have hated Drake and loved Kendrick and then looked up to Jay, and now Jay got a case. Whether you believe it or not, whether his name is out there, his name is muddied, and if you see the reaction from people, a lot of people believe it. A lot of people are tying his name back to Foxy, Aaliyah. A lot of people are just tying his name back to some stuff. They looking up to see how old was Beyonce when they first got together. A lot of people, probably more than he realized, are taking these allegations serious. So it's funny because what you're going to see too in the media, especially this week, you're going to see a lot of people who were really stood steadfast on one side have to waver because their favorite got accused of something crazy. And I'm just prepared to see it.
Is it my turn, Malcolm?
Yes, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Those were all valid points. And what you've done is enabled me to I can bypass that, those aspects, because those were some daunting things. I will refer back to the letter in a moment. Let me preface this by saying, I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Now, what do you mean, Dot? Because I don't know Jay-Z personally. However, I know the effects that he's had more on the negative side of life than the positive. There are going to be people out there who say this man saved my life with his drug raps or whatever. That's fine. The actual residual effects of creating a narrative for as long as it was created is important. And so I want to put that out there. This is going to require you to look in the mirror. This is the final straw of celebrity worship at its highest level. Jay-Z or Jehovah has the same vibration as God itself to a lot of people who come up in the hood and aspire to get out of the hood, and his blueprint is all there is. Ask any Jehovah's Witness, if you question their God, you are going to see a side of them that makes you very uncomfortable. Just like when Billy Carson, we're going to talk about that in a minute, was questioning the God of Christians. It's something about that aspect that needs to be noted. Jay-Z is a God in the realm of entertainment. It's something about him that if you speak his name, it's blasphemy upon you at all cost. I want to put that out there because what's happening now is in these times of truth, the truth is going to have to be absolute. There is no more, let's look at the situation in Gaza, right? Usually when the real estate agents or the Holocaust victims come out and start their attack, usually everybody just gets in line. But for the first time ever that I've seen, Malcolm, people all over the world were saying, this is wrong. It's just wrong, right? And you saw people on college campuses, young people, universities, everybody saying, this is genocide. It's wrong. And I think that threw the real estate agents off. It didn't throw me off because we're coming to that point in the road where you're gonna have to look at these celebrities and you either rocking with them or you're gonna say, I'm rocking on the side of truth. We saw it in the pandemic. They've been giving you clues. You know what I mean? These very people that you adore and admire. Okay, I wanna put that out there before I begin to break this down. Now, if you're looking at Jay-Z now, 2024 Jay-Z, an established businessman, billionaire, father, husband, philanthropist, you know, all of those kind of things. That's not the Jay-Z we're talking about. You have to put yourself back to 1988, 1989, 99, year 2000. They were making their bones at this point. Jay-Z or Diddy, they weren't who they are now. See, what happens is later on in life, Malcolm, you have the opportunity to add great karma on top of the bad karma in hopes that people forget the dirt that you did on the way up. Quincy Jones didn't just become Quincy Jones, right? He had some bones, you know, that he had to pay along the way, and so does everybody else. Not just black people, Rockefellers, Fords, all of these prominent people. They hope that the karma, the good karma, outweighs what is the bad karma. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, same thing in the mob. When you in the mob, if you are made man in the mob, you don't just become a made man. You had to earn your way. You had to show and prove. And in their life and in their world, you know what that means. Your body count had to be up, and it had to be witnessed and verified. They didn't call you Snub-Nosed Tony for nothing, or Ice Pick Jimmy for nothing. You know what I mean? You got these names based on your reputation, on the things you did on the way up. Now, once you're a made man or a boss, obviously you have people that can handle that. You have lawyers in place. You have legitimized yourself to a certain degree. The music industry is no different. There are bodies that must be had. Now, that doesn't say rape or grape is the protocol, but we know the industry is toxic. If you think your man, Jay-Z, can walk the straight and narrow in a toxic wilderness that is built on toxicity, that is built on great PDF, murder, blackballing, then you are sadly delusional. And I say that because I know how this religious fervor thing works for people who are going to stand by their pastor, or stand by somebody. I have something to say about that too. Say it again.
I said I have something to say about that as well. But
okay, you want to get it in now?
Yeah, because I was going to say there is a level of cognitive dissonance that even the best of us have, right? So every time something like this comes out, and I'll say it, 19 Keys, who people look at as very intelligent, as very conscious, as very enlightened, every time there is a black face attached to something negative, he goes, well, it's a black man. I got, why we even, quick to take down a black man? But at this point, I say in 2024, wrong is wrong is wrong. Like, if you're doing wrong and your victims are black people, why should we defend you because you're black? I've never understood that.
That's been very crazy to me, because we are supporting those who destroy us, and we want to see them win even at the cost of our own lives. And you can't tell me anything different. I'm not buying it. Right? So let's get to this charge. I read Jay-Z's letter, and I was alarmed because, first of all, he sued anonymously the lawyer, Busby. Okay? I found that just sent off a little red flag. Like, why would you anonymously, and why are you anonymously going after his character when he's just trying the case? Normally you go after the victim. Am I correct? Meaning if you've been charged, go ahead.
To be fair, I would say if I know the lawyer is a sleazeball, I would say if I was in his position, I'd probably do the same thing.
Fair enough.
That's all I say.
Fair enough. Yeah. But would you have done it anonymously?
No. So that's a piece that a lot of people have been skipping over, because he was trying not to get this out. Like, he was clearly trying not to squash this from even hitting the public, but he didn't. But go ahead.
Right. So we have a 13-year-old girl who's, the story sounds a little crazy. She was looking for a way into an after party. Now, this girl is 13 years old. And according to the affidavit, one of Diddy's drivers gets her to the party. He gets her to the party, and they make her sign an NDA. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, 13-year-olds can't sign NDAs. Okay? So we know that that's out without the parent being present. So that sent off a red flag. I'm just going to balance this thing out for you. Unless the 13-year-old didn't look 13. I have to throw that in there because every 13-year-old don't look like a 13-year-old, right? And so if they assume that she was 16 or 17, you got to factor this in, right? She signs the NDA. The first thing they give her, because the entry into the party is a drink, right? Now, you can give a regular 13-year-old girl a goddamn wine cooler and she'll be out, right? So if you factor in giving a 13-year-old who maybe you thought was older, 17, a drink filled with something, she is going to be totally out, right? And so here's where it gets murky about who entered the room, who did what. She was clear to say that there was a female celebrity there too. If I'm a betting man, I say J-Lo.
Allegedly.
Right? Now, just, putting it out there, after this happened in a room full of people or a party, she punches him in the neck, grabs her clothes, and runs out to a gas station, right? And calls her father. That's another red flag. Wait, what? Your father is in your life and was available and you're just out here running the streets. So all of that stuff, it seems weird to me, right? So I'm just trying to paint this picture. In Jay-Z's letter, he come out aggressive and he says, it's a criminal case. Why, if I did that, why not try me as a criminal? Well, there's something called statutes of limitations. And Jay-Z knows that. Okay.
He knows that,
He knows that very well. And so the only way someone at certain points, once the statute of limitation goes by, is a civil case. Now, then Jay-Z said that he was being blackballed, or not blackballed, blackmailed.
Blackmailed. Yeah.
Now, I'm not a lawyer, but a lot of these civil cases are between the lawyers. You're trying to avoid getting to the judge. And the judge even, like an adjudication, like the judge recommends it because he don't want to have to deal with that. So if you can make a deal behind closed doors, you do so. That's not blackballing. However, maybe the tone in which the letter was written insinuated that they know something that Jay-Z doesn't. And we're going to factor in some RICO stuff here, Malcolm, because you know that RICO shit is very delicate. If you was around while somebody was being trafficked or drugs was being trafficked, if you call me on the phone, but you involved with something, and now the FBI tapped my phone, I am now part of a RICO case.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what Busby is attempting to do, in my humble opinion, is saying, I have footage of all of y'all at these parties at the same time. Which means if people were being drugged there against their will, if people were being raped in other rooms, you become an accessory. Jay-Z said this, which kind of shook me, is that he got to sit down and explain to his daughter, the atrocity of this, and he would never harm a child. Well, Jay-Z, you did 2 albums with R. Kelly, so I'm confused. You dated a Foxy Brown
Allegedly.
when she was underage. You did movies and business with Harvey Weinstein. among other people. And so now, and that's just the stuff we know, right? And so what if your daughter sits you down and say, Dad, I heard about this guy, R. Kelly, one day, and man, he was a monster. Did you know him? You're gonna still have to sit down with your daughter and have a tough conversation. So that was deflection.
That's true.
Okay, I'm gonna peel it back for you, right? You gotta be careful, right? And then for you to say, if I'm a criminal, charge me. We already said we understand what this is about. You are a protector of children, and yet you allow the guy who you're bringing to the Super Bowl to get on stage at the Super Bowl and maybe sing the biggest song of the decade, which mentions accusations of this strong nature. I am against any of those accusations for the very reason that Jay-Z is upset about them, because that's a stigma you don't want. So when me and you in particular, got on our platform and the public ate us alive because you like Kendrick and you didn't like Drake, you were missing our point. The accusation of such is dangerous in any sense of the word, right?
Yep.
Because now your man is being accused, and now y'all want to be like, don't play like that. That's real serious. It was real serious then. And before the ones in the comment section say, well, those are rap lyrics. Have you been under a rock for the last 10 years? People are being convicted right now for lyrics. People are being tried for lyrics. So do not tell me we should know the difference.
Facts.
There was a time in hip hop when we could discern, all right, this is just rap and this is not real. Those lines have been blurred a very long time ago. And for the last 30 years in particular, the only music that has been coming out has been that of something extremely detrimental to our people, right? So if you're gonna look at Jay-Z now, in his Basquiat and all of this, you can't dismiss. There was a time when he had to come up and make his bones, and that may have been certain initiations to ensure certain things, right? And now Jay-Z's a businessman, not a businessman, right? And so now I understand his attack on trying to preserve his name, because the fact that he's from Coney Island, we understand that. That means you tough. Yeah. You've been through some shit. For corporate America, they may not be so nice. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got the football deals and all of these deals. And now you being from the projects is a detriment. Jay-Z wrote all of this shit in his letter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, bro. And the fact how quick this letter came out, I think it's got some grammatical errors. It almost gave me Super Ugly vibes. Remember how quick he responded when Nas dropped Ether, and he dropped Super Ugly real quick, and it fell flat. So there'll be those out there who say that's what he's supposed to do, come out and attack. Yes, he also made a statement about he's not like all celebrities, or all celebrities are not the same. Is he taking a shot at Diddy? We forget this is not an isolated, he's been added to a case. Now, you can say what you want to say about Busby. I don't know his history and all of that. But when he got on his press conference in the beginning, he didn't lie. He said, yo, I got 120 cases. He said, I'm going to reach out to you celebrities first to see if you want to litigate, you know what I mean, behind the scenes, before this becomes public. So that wasn't a shakedown. It's an industry shakedown, of course. But that's what lawyers do. All lawyers do it. Now that you being shaken down, Jay-Z, how many times have you used Shapiro to shake people down? How many times have you used your strength and power to block somebody's career? How many times have you, right? So I think Diddy made his bones with the death of Tupac.
Allegedly.
The death of Biggie.
Allegedly.
And railroading Shine,
Allegedly.
Okay.
right? And sleeping
Allegedly.
with Clive Davis. He is Clive Davis Goyim. Okay? I think Leor Cohen, Jay-Z is Leor Cohen's Goyim. And I think he didn't really make his bones. He put out, Hard Knock Life and all of that until September 11, 2001, when the towers fell. Right? That was when I saw power I didn't think I could see from a black man.
Okay.
People went out that week and purchased his album, even though we were under attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People scattering. It's on every news. It's a terrorist. It's almost equivalent today, like when the pandemic jump off and people in line waiting to get their vaccine. And I go, hold on, son. Let me run over and get the album first. And then, you know what I mean? It demonstrated a level of power to me, Malcolm. And I said, okay, to me, that was his making his bones, even though he still had a Dame and Biggs with him before he shed that. And you made some comments that you thought him and Jay-Z weren't cool. Well, they've always been cool. They had a friendly competition. Jay-Z wrote on No Way Out. You know what I mean?
That's true too.
And the album No Way Out, after Diddy did everything he did, he was telling you, there's no way out of this. We in. We all in. And so I say all of this to say, I don't know what the charges are per se, but we can't be so quick to, jump the gun. You're going to have to make tough choices in your life now. Your reality is about to be shattered in 2025. I promise you. So you're holding on to something that was. Jay-Z probably don't give two shits about you. And that's a fact. You know what I mean? And when I get on his case, because I'm saying, you telling all these drug stories and promoting this bullshit, and it's hurting a lot of young kids, but it's blowing you up. Jay-Z has drained your energy with that God complex. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Didn't drain your energy. And so that letter was pause for concern in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? And him about to threaten you, I'm going to show you what I'm made of. But I'm about valor and I'm about honor and we protect kids. And I'm going, really? Huh? You sure didn't think that way when you was rocking with R. Kelly. You know what I mean? You sure didn't think that way when you was hitting Aaliyah. You sure didn't think that way when you was hitting Foxy, just to name a few. You follow?
Hit the button. Hit the allegedly button because he sounds serious.
Okay. And so these are the things that we have to, you are going to have to shed your guard moving forward. And I mean that literally and figuratively. Jay-Z is the final pillar of a music industry that has sucked the life out of our people for the last 50 years. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me. Tell me the advancements of African-American, black people, original people, under the guise of the music, the alcohol, the drugs, the prisons, the sex that were all being used through this musical haze that we've been under. I know the power of music. I know it has the power to heal, enlighten, uplift, but I also know that the other side of it, it has the power to put you in a daze. It has the power to keep you in a funk. Dude, you know what? I'm gonna stop there for now. But I wanted to put that out there to say, I don't know where this goes, but I, who don't like Jay-Z, I love his albums, I'm not gonna lie, a few of them was great. I don't like what he stands for. I wouldn't wish this on him. Just like I didn't wish it on Drake. Had nothing to do with how I felt about Drake. These are serious allegations in our community, and you can't have a certain bias towards your man. Oh, that was fly when he said it, But when these charges are coming up, now y'all want to say a black man is under attack. It don't work that way. How does the Super Bowl play out now when Kendrick hits that stage? And as Blue Pill said, is he going to change A minor to J minor? How does this play out with the corporate heads who now have this shit that they're in the back rooms right now finding out whose goyim is this? Leo, this is your goyim. Okay? Dr. Dre, we know Jimmy Iovine is his goyim. Lucian Grange, Drake is his goyim. Let's get in a room and discuss what's going on with our goyims and the fall off here. It's the end of an era. No more mysteries involved with none of this. You following false gods, you're going to die with false gods. And these are the tough choices you're going to have to make when it comes to Jehovah and these accusations, because this ain't the smoking gun, Malcolm. This
I don't think so either.
Smoking gun, no.
I don't think so.
This is a chess game being played. And this ain't got nothing to do with the criminal side of what the feds got. The feds got the tapes, right? So he's dealing with a civil situation. The Fed situation with the criminals, that's something totally different. And he hung out with Diddy for 30 years, and you ain't have nothing to say up until now to when your name is officially in the pot. Crazy.
This is the first time like he's like, I felt like I read it and was just like, wow, like wow, you know, he showed some personality because you only just kind of, it's been such a mystique. And what he's done in the last like 10 years, he's curated an image. He's built powerful relationships with people.
Yes.
He's become like the unseen hand. Like you just kind of, Rock Nation might have put Tory Lanez in jail. Like, Rock Nation might be behind this. Like, he's done that. While Diddy, on the other hand, he took the other route. He just became more of a degenerate. Like, I'm out here. I'm 50 years old. I ain't never gonna get mad. I'm gonna just keep having kids. I just had another kid. Like, I'm just doing whatever. Jay got real clean.
Yes.
Like, him even talking about his wife and kids in that letter bugs me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never thought you'd see it, but it just kind of shows you how he is cleaned up his image. But I think for this, you know what I'm saying? I think he's cleaned up his image because now it is easier to see him as this and not Big Pimpin' Hove. You know what I mean?
Right, because that was 20 years ago.
Yeah. And I think that was at Awards.
And that's why I said
that Awards was Big Pimpin', yeah.
Right, that's why I said in order to understand who, you can't look at this Jay-Z because no way humanly possible. You have to go back to a time when everybody was trying to make their way in the industry, and when in Rome, you do as the Romans do. And so just by proxy, his name could be involved with certain things or have done. Now, only thing he better hope is that celebrity female don't turn. Because it's not a criminal case, he might be safe. But if this was a criminal case and J-Lo was facing 10 or 15 and they offered her something, then you'd be like, God damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the images of these people you create are usually the polar opposite of who they really are. And so don't look at...
And
go ahead.
And that's why this year has been crazy, because I've been watching everybody, people on our comments, people on the timeline, people on their podcast, just everybody take these stances behind people they don't know. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, that's crazy, because at any given time, this person's entire image was shattered, and then you were standing right there along with them holding the bag. Not that you thought they would be doing something, nefarious or something wrong. It's just, it shows you the cult-like mentality society has brought about these last 8 years, 10 years or so, like with the Trump, Biden, with Kamala, Trump. Like we're watching it, right? We're watching somebody do something wrong, and then their followers go, nah, that wasn't,
And again, if we're gonna take the stance, well, it's a black man, and well, then R. Kelly should be out of jail right now. So should Bill Cosby. So should Diddy if it's just a black man. You know what I mean? And so where do we draw the line to go, this is just right and this is just wrong? You know what I mean? And if we don't draw that and we build on the victim consciousness, because that's all that is. Well, you know, it's a black man. I got to protect the black man. Then
somebody was like, white people get away with it all the time. We need to stand. They stand with their own. I'm like,
and that's why I said, who made white people the goddamn standard for how gods are supposed to act? Can't use that shit and say, well, white people are savages. I said it. And I'm not talking about individual white people who are trying to live. You're missing the point. I'm talking about the nature from where they come from. They savages. They'll eat their own. So don't use them as a standard of what we should be doing and should get done, because we need equal what? Treatment under the law to get away with heinous crimes against children? Are you kidding me? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
So we're going to keep our eye on this. You guys keep an eye on it. Thank you for the people who've been sending it to me. As soon as it dropped, my inbox is full. Everybody was like, you seen this? You seen this? So we will keep an eye on it and see what goes.
This is not the smoking gun.
I agree.
It's going to be some moving pieces, because even for Busby, you can say what you want, because some people say he an ambulance chaser, and some people go, yo, no, he's thorough. You know what I mean? So I really don't know his character, so I can't speak to it. But he's not going to lay everything he have out on the table. He contacted your lawyer, and according to him, there was no money value mentioned. But it was like, look, and you know what that means. Look, bro, let's settle this, and we can get your name off the docket and keep it moving. But you're taking the high moral ground about valor and dignity and your children.
And maybe playing his hand, like overplaying his hand. Maybe he thinks he's more powerful than he actually is. And we've seen people get wake-up calls recently. Like,
no, absolutely.
I mean? So
absolutely. And so this is something we're gonna have to look at. All right.
So we're gonna take. We're gonna keep going. Hit the button.
All right. I'm gonna hit the button.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
All right, we're gonna get something lighter. Baseball. Juan Soto. I don't watch baseball, but this is crazy. He signed the largest sports contract in history. $765 million, 15 years. God damn.
Yeah, clap it up.
I was gonna wake Noble up.
Yeah.
And just say, yo, start swinging that ball. Start swinging the baseball bat.
Feeling these ground balls, nigga. Shit.
Yeah.
Daddy, I'm tired. Shut up.
I was gonna put baseball highlights in the headphones and put it next to Avery's stomach. Like, yo, listen, we need to step it up. One of these kids needs to do something, right?
But here's the thing, too, Malcolm. I'm a Yankee fan, and we lost out for the first time ever. Yankees don't lose free agents that they're trying to get and stuff like that. Ever since George Steinbrenner died, the Yankees haven't been the same. The Suns seem to be penny pinching and doing all this kind of stuff. But here's the thing, too. That number is all that's wrong with America. To entertain you to hit a baseball, you're worth $800 million, right?
Yeah.
How do you tell your children to pursue anything else but that? And I know we in the get money society and all of that, but they pay these athletes to entertain and distract you. I just saw Gladiator 2, right? And so I understand where this concept comes from. Feed them wine and circus and distract them. Meanwhile, up in, the political realm of things, Behind the scenes, we killing each other. You know what I mean? And there's a lot more going on. And so the fact that you got these athletes and you got teachers and educators who can't pay their rent, they need roommates and shit. You know what I'm saying? To survive, it lets you know what kind of society we live in. And that's why when I watched a lot of these young girls who have taken to prostitution, because let's face it, you're an Instagram model, you're a prostitute in most cases. They've taken to prostitution because it's an easier bag. If I go to college for 4 years, I wrote this in Urban Culture Decoded. You know, you go to college for 4 years, you amass debt to get out of school. You out of school now, and you got an $80,000 debt over top of your head that you never get rid of just to make $70,000, $80,000 when a baddie, what's her name, Bourget, the one who said she was bartending in New York making 30 grand a night.
What's her name? I don't know why I can't think of her name.
Jaylen Brown was dating and shit. Yeah. Bourget, whatever the fuck her name is and shit, right?
I figure. I don't know why it's not coming to me, but
So if it's about money, how can you argue with that?
Bernice Burgos, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So these Instagram models are saying, fly me out, pay me, take care of me. It sure beats getting on the subway with my little bullshit ass degree that don't mean nothing, and I'm struggling to pay my bills, right?
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to argue with young people who go after it. Young dudes who say, I ain't going to school, I'll write rhymes until one of them shits hit, and I'll make more money retro in that one song than I would have made going to school. I don't even need to know how to read. Right? This is what you're up against when you try to talk to young people about, man, you should really, and then, or you could take the Jay-Z route and you could sell drugs to your community, fuck them all up, but the ones who do survive, you then take the proceeds from that and go legit. And before you tell me that's what the mob does, the mob don't sell drugs to the mob and to Italian people. They come to your neighborhood and do that shit, right? So let's not compare the two, right? And so we have these blueprints that are laid out, and then when you add music and an orator of that magnitude telling those stories, they're hard to ignore, Malk. These street legends, these ball players and rappers and actors mean the world to our generation. They are the ones who seem to have made it, and we want what they have, but we don't look at the prices needed to get there. And so fuck going to school. I'm not going to school, bro. I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm gonna be on the corner. I'll take my chances. You know what I mean? I'll put out a song and take my chances. These chicks go, I'll fly out, get an ass, come back, pay for the ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be amongst, freak offs and other places, and to them it makes sense. I always said I'm looking through a moral, immoral lens with a moral projection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're trying to be moral looking through an immoral lens, and we're confused, right?
Yeah.
So
Noble
need to start grounding fucking ground balls right now.
Absolutely.
And them third world countries, like with Soto, I think he's from the Dominican Republic. Right? He probably been playing baseball so goddamn long with such intent, right? I gotta get out of here. So every fly ball, I'm running that shit down like it's my last.
They said, I think it was Malcolm Gladwell. He wrote the book. I think it was in Outliers, when they talked about Dominican baseball players, like they strike out so much because they need to hit their way off the island.
Yes.
So everything needs to go. Like I'm not trying to get on base. Everything needs to go because I'm trying to get out off the island. You know what I mean? I was just like, that's the perspective in that is ill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So his hard work, he turned down 2 years ago, $440 million from, I think, the Phillies or whatever team he was on, the one with the red helmet, and he bet on himself, and now he's getting 760 with crazy incentives.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See, the incentives thing is what separated the Yankees from the Mets. It was a 1 year difference, and it looked like $5 million on the surface. The Mets had all of these incentives. He can cash out after 5 years, you know what I'm saying, re-sign, this, that, to where the deal comes out to $805 million. That was the difference. But, you know, again, you know.
Here's the thing, though. I wouldn't pay that in. I'm sorry.
No, but is he going to put people in the seats? Yes. This is about entertainment. We need, guys, put your thinking cap on. We need hundreds of millions of people to be distracted every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with game and wine. So they don't realize that they are an oppressed people. We need rappers to drop raps about getting out the hood and coming out of the mud. We need fucking actors to make you think you can make it in Hollywood. And we need ball players to be like, yo, follow me, drink Sprite. Everything is about the distraction.
Yeah.
Because if we had time to think, we'd be like, wait a minute. Something ain't right here. Right?
Yeah,
so he's worth it.
I believe that.
He's worth it in that sense. He's worth all of the other Dominican kids now who want to be him, who now got to buy sneakers and T-shirts and baseball gloves and all of that shit. Yes?
Yeah.
So I think that's the deeper part of the contract.
All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Of Urban X.
Yes, quick commercial
Or
break.
not. Yeah, quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. Hit the like button, too.
Don't touch that dial.
Hey, Leslie Olabisi here, and I'm inviting you to the premiere edition of the Love Suite, coming to you from the fabulous penthouse suite in the Avalon Hotel in Beverly Hills, California on Saturday, December 7th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you can't make it to the suite, don't worry, because we will be live streaming on Monday, December 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have opportunities for collaborators to come together from across all industries: acting, voiceover, cannabis industry, fashion, music, all types of entertainment, tech, you name it, we'll have it. It is all about bringing everybody together to make solid, actionable connections in a dope environment. I call it Unpretentious Fly. Speaking of which, I'm also launching my new merch line, Unpretentious Fly, which you can get right here by following the QR code in the bottom of the screen. It's our 4-year anniversary. Can you believe it? It's been 4 years, and we are celebrating fabulous style coming to you from the penthouse suite in Beverly Hills. You know how we do. It's going to be a great celebration. We have other announcements, special invited guests. Please, I'd like to see you there. So hit me up, text, DM me, or I'll see you there, or I'll see you in the live stream. Thank you. See you soon.
Welcome to Turn a New Leaf, where we believe in the power of nature to heal and transform. In a world filled with synthetic solutions, we offer a different path. A path rooted in ancient wisdom. Just as every leaf in nature has the potential to change and grow, so too do we have that potential and power to transform our lives. Our mission is simple: empowering individuals to reclaim control of their health. Behind every product is our team that is dedicated and committed to harnessing the power of nature to provide you with safe, effective solutions. So whether you're looking to support your immune system, improve your digestion, lose weight, or simply enhance your overall well-being, we have something for you. So take the first step on your journey to optimal health. Visit our website today and start turning a new leaf with Turn a New Leaf. Nature's solution for a healthier, happier you. See you on the other side of health.
Hello, wealthy family. This is Chanel, Ascending Infinite Goddess, coming to you full of bliss and gratitude. What a year we have had together. And as we come to a close, be sure to schedule your angel oracle card readings, your chakra sessions, and your mental healing sessions in order to receive personalized advice to ensure that 2025 is your year. In addition, join us as a collective as myself and 4 other guest speakers will be using the energy of the winter solstice to help us all catapult our energy into 2025. I look forward to connecting with you all. Be sure to visit my website for all services and for your tickets to our event, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com. And you can also reach me by phone, 786-828-8722. Thank you so much again, wealthy family. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.
And we are back. Thank you guys for joining us here. Don't forget to support those businesses. Turnanewleaf.com. They're having a 25% off sale from now to the end of December. All you got to do is use code UX25. And then also go to ascendinginfinitegoddess.com. I'll be a part of her event, Catapult into 2025, along with Blue Pill, and I forget the other people who was on there. I'm so sorry. And the black alien girl, and somebody else. I'm sorry. But I'm on there as well. So the link is in the description below. And shouts out to Leslie O. Voice was celebrating 4 years.
Yeah.
For her channel. So don't forget to subscribe to her. Okay?
Absolutely.
Also,
and don't forget, if you want to support Malcom and the baby, and the baby shower that we had, it was a beautiful baby shower on Saturday, online, virtual. But you can go to Amazon, and remember, Malcom name has 1 L. So Malcom51@gmail.com. You go to Amazon, you can get a gift card. Yeah. Is it Malcom Bowser?
51. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
yeah, Malcom Bowser 51@gmail. And if you want to get a gift card or something in there, to help out,
I'd appreciate it.
It's appreciated, because you know how we do. It takes a village out here to get this thing up and running, And
shouts out to everybody who's left us a super chat. We were cooking just in the last segment, so I didn't want to disrupt it. But thank you, everybody. Hit Direct, Caddy Williams, last name first. Who else? Addison. Thank you guys. And there was a bunch of people prior to that as well. Who else? Mr. Darius.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
And remember,
Absolutely.
we're only up here giving you our perspective. So I know people gonna be in here. They came in here with their shoulders, like this, because they, Jay-Z, and then there's people who just here for our perspective. This is all I can give you. I'm not behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on. But I will say this before we move on. You cannot escape karma. And not in the religious sense, but the things you do on the way up, they usually come back to haunt you or bite you in the ass at some point. You know what I mean? Especially when it's against your own people. Yes? And so y'all be wanting to know why, these other people don't seem to have any karmic retribution. They do, but we can't beat ourselves up. I'm sorry. The era of, celebrity worship and all of that, It's gonna die in 2025, and some of you are gonna die with it, and some of you are going to be able to overcome. You know?
Absolutely. So real quick, Kevin Macon, his birthday is tomorrow. He'll be 62. Shouts out to you.
All right, Kevin. All right, 62. I love it.
All right.
Love the fact that you tuned in here, sir.
Yeah. So all right, let's get to some more stuff.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So today it came out that a jury found Daniel Penny not guilty in negligent homicide in Jordan Neely's death. If you guys remember this case, Jordan Neely was the Michael Jackson impersonator on the train. Apparently, he was having an episode on the train, a mental episode. He had threatened some people. Jordan and Daniel Penny, who was, I think, a former Marine, subdued him, had him in the head for, I think, 6 minutes, and he ended up passing away. So he was found not guilty of criminal negligent homicide, and I think they chose to go with the lesser charge. So a lot of people, a lot of conservative platforms and things like that had celebrated this as a win for them. They always take these cases that you would think have nothing to do with Republican or Democrat, and they always use these cases as a flag, something to kind of stand on for their cause. I was kind of thought that was interesting. However, a lot of people who are watching this from around the country are upset that he was found not guilty of homicide. But what I've found interesting was that New Yorkers who take the train, who understand what it's like when a homeless person, somebody is going off and they don't feel safe, and something like that happens, it was a lot of New Yorkers who said, I kind of not understand killing him, but understood the feeling that something can happen, and they try to intervene or something. Because I've been on the train, you've been on the train, anybody who's from New York been on the train, and there's somebody on there absolutely wilding, and if it's between me and mine and you, it's gonna be you, dog. I'm
Yeah, I understand that, but let me walk that back just a little bit. There's somebody on every train in New York City that don't deserve to get choked out.
No, absolutely.
They be stopping the train every hour, we got another one, another crazy, choked him out, throw him off the train, keep the train moving.
Absolutely.
And so at what point, I'm saying from a jury perspective, and you know, what point did you say you felt threatened? First of all, you're a Marine, right? Or ex-Marine or something.
Ex-Marine,
he didn't feel threatened, right? So at what point do your citizenship, vigilantism kick in where you need to protect? Because for that matter, Malcolm, it will be dead people on the train every single day.
That's a
New
fact.
York
That's a fact.
is fucking crazy.
When I saw the case and I said that he had him in the head in a chokehold for 6 minutes, that's a long time.
Yes.
That's a long time.
His karate instructor who taught him that move said anything more than 47 seconds is danger. So
I didn't know that.
Yes. And so for you to have him in that hole, I thought that was going to be the piece, because you're a Marine. See, I may not know as Black Dot, if I choke you out, how long it's going to take for me to totally, but as a Marine who is trained in this shit, then you know more than anybody else know. Okay, that might be enough. Let me just roll him down, subdue him, and we can move on. 6 minutes.
That's a long time. That's a stop.
Dude, that's a whole. That's from 86th Street to 125th Street. Are you crazy?
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's a very, very long time. Yeah. Our commercial breaks was just 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And that just seemed like forever. Can you imagine double that, and you're gasping for air?
For air, exactly. Yeah.
And you already know that there's a mental issue here, and so you walk, or because he beat the manslaughter, now he beat the negligent. So what is there after that?
Yeah.
You know? So in that sense, I disagree with the charges or, what he was able to get away with, but I'm not surprised.
I think negligent homicide would have carried like 15 years. So, yeah, that's tough. You're right. You're right.
Who's the judge that says because if I choked a nigga out on the train, I'm going to yell, right?
Yes.
Just because he was on the train wilding. Well, you know how you black people are. Why would you feel threatened? He's a black person like you. You know how they getting shit. I've been on the subway and a dude will come through a bum, rah, rah, and white people will look at me like,
like do something.
do something. Don't you know him? No, I fucking don't. I'm just as scared as you are, right? And I'm clutching that white lady too, like, bitch, I'm scared. But that was back in the day, Malcolm. Now, I keep it on me. So if I'm on the subway now, I keeps it. So in case I gotta, and I shoot like this. Griff would be pissed at me right now. He saw this. I told him, dude, you a professional fucking marksman who train people. Train me how to do that, but only hit my targets. That would make me the best of the best. Anywho.
Him and his wife put you up. Don't do that.
I said some shit to Soleil one time, like, because she said, nigga, I got the shit with me now.
She said, I got it on me now.
Ass serious. Shit, I was like, God damn. Yeah.
That's funny. Right. You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Oh, we got to talk about the United Healthcare killer, healthcare CEO killer. So apparently they got him. They ID'd him. His name is Luigi Mangione. And you got to do this when you say his name.
Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, you got to do this, right? So this is, follow me here, guys. Follow me here. So apparently he had a gun on him, a silencer, 4 fake IDs, and other items that were consistent with what the authorities were looking for. And he got caught in McDonald's. Now, okay. So when did this happen? This happened Thursday morning. This happened Wednesday.
One of the mornings, yeah.
Right? I think it happened Wednesday morning. Okay? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, he gets caught with the same thing. So the dude who got up on the CEO, knew who he was, shot, gun jammed, he unjammed, he shot, he shoots more, he walks away smooth. They can't find him nowhere. He disappears in Central Park. But he has the same thing on, the gun, the silencer, some fake IDs, and he gets caught in McDonald's.
Malcolm, I don't think if I told that story to Noble, he would believe that.
I don't think so either.
It makes no sense.
I don't think so.
Listen,
you guys.
First of all, the minute they showed me the face of the killer, I knew that wasn't the killer.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me this guy is smooth? He's well executed. He knows the schedule of the person he's gonna knock off. He knows how to use a Dillinger, some old Western gun that's like a goddamn silencer. He don't run off, right? If you shoot somebody, you might you running and shit because you're trying to get away, because you ain't think nothing past the plan. You know there he is, and you running. No, this nigga walked off. Just saying, let's Scooby-Doo this shit. He walks off, he enters into a park and vanishes. Poof.
Yeah.
But before he did all of that, he was showing somebody his face at a Starbucks and at a fucking Sleepy's or whatever the hell he stayed at. Does that make sense? So on one side, it's really John Wick-like. It's really covert. And on the other side, it's extremely overt. It doesn't make sense. That's the
At
fall
all.
guy.
Yeah.
That's the fall guy. Their
So, a
man
couple more details.
is long gone.
Couple more details. Apparently, he's from one of the most richest families in Maryland. They got his old tweets and stuff, and he was really hard on,
Healthcare.
Insurance. Yeah, healthcare and insurance or something like that. And somebody close to him died because they didn't get the coverage they needed. He's 26 years old. It was funny because somebody said 26 and you decide to kill an insurance CEO, but that's when you get off your family's insurance plan at 26.
Yeah.
So that kind of that
You know? So Malcolm, none of that makes any sense. And
doesn't.
they said he
It
had
doesn't.
in his pocket like a letter,
manifesto. Yeah,
manifesto.
I'm doing this. Yeah.
This is bad, man. If I get
Yeah.
my hands on so and so, then get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Yeah. But it's gonna be enough for you people to be quiet and
Yeah.
clap your hands. They got him and move on, and you won't think about it again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. Or he don't remember what he did. Like,
Okay,
he was
MK
in-
Ultra.
Yeah. I
Could be.
could see that too.
Could
I
be.
can see that too because
But the
like
objective,
everybody. Go ahead.
the objective was to knock off this CEO who, check this out, is connected to Nancy Pelosi, right? In some kind of auditing, or they were making investments and she made some money on these investments she wasn't supposed to.
Okay.
All right, I might have the details a little backwards, but they said they tied a couple of pieces together because remember he was being investigated by the DOJ. You know
Yeah.
what they were investing
Yeah.
about? Insider trading,
Yeah.
right? And Nancy
Mm-hmm.
Pelosi name came up, so either he was going to turn on her or something. Just saying, could be.
That's the insider. That's the insider trader right
She is
there.
the
of all
insider trader
traders.
queen.
Yeah.
Her salary is like
She's worth like
100,000 and change, and she worth 40 million or 200 million or something.
260 million, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Real quick. So lately, this has been a social media trend. Like they have like lookalike contests of like famous people, right? So once this happened, a lot of people were happy about it on the left and the right, and it was interesting to watch. But they did a lookalike killer contest. Like if you could dress up, like so people were coming out dressed up in the same thing he was wearing. I feel like that wasn't that V for Vendetta? Like something like they were all dressing up as like
But they all had the mask
one who's
on.
taking down the system. Yeah, they all had the mask on. Yeah, like wasn't that? And I think
Yeah.
that was Batman too. Like that's been the theme of certain movies. But Ben Shapiro, who is on the Daily Wire, conservative dude, Jewish dude, he was the one who fired Candace Owens when she started going in on Israel and stuff like that. But he was on his platform and he was talking about how the extreme left are happy that the CEO got killed, right? And how like they're crazy. Everybody in his comments who are conservative were going, nah, like I don't like it's left and it's right because these insurance companies have done it to all, right? So
Yes.
we just talked about the Jay-Z thing about how everybody's hypocrisies are coming up. It's everywhere. It's not just hip hop. It's not just black entertainers. It's everywhere because this Ben Shapiro, who's conservative, he just thought like, okay, this is just gonna add to my audience because
And it backfired.
and it backfired. You're seeing that everybody, left and right, are going. I didn't care for him either because these insurance companies have been doing this dirty forever. So it's just
But Malcolm, this is what I mean by you riding this wave, and it's a wave of truth that's coming, that's gonna be undeniable, where you just gonna have to draw a hard line in the sand. You either rocking with that because they black, you know what I mean? Or you rocking with truth. It can't, and hopefully in that truth, you still rocking with the right black people or whatever,
Yeah.
This is what I said. At some point, it's gonna rise above racism because that's a construct. That's a part of a program to keep you divided on racial terms. Now that doesn't mean white supremacy doesn't exist. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying there's gonna come a point because there's a conscious community everywhere, Malcolm. In China, in Mexico, in Cuba, there's conscious people everywhere in their own version of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And along the way, those who have been professing to be the foremost scholars in our community amongst everything, and they can debate anybody, they are going to be tested on those terms. And so, when you get tested on those terms, you got to stand 10 toes down.
Let's get to it.
Okay.
Old Billy Carson.
Old Billy.
So I had no idea any of this was happening. My boy sent me this because apparently a few days ago or a while ago, Billy Carson had a debate with this guy. What's his name? Wes. You guys know his name is Wes something.
Wes
and
Huff
he is
or
like,
something.
Wes Huff, and he is like the biblical scholar, linguistics. Like he is, and his YouTube channel is just about the Bible. Like he is, all he does is create content proving stuff from the Bible or explaining stuff from the Bible. And I didn't realize how many channels are out there that's just about the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've always kind of understood Billy Carson to be the alien specialist guy. Like I only really knew him to talk about aliens. I didn't know a lot of his teachings, a lot of what he talks about is about the Bible or what's not in it and debunking it and stuff like that. So he had this debate against this Wes guy, Wes Huff, and Lord, it was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch. You saw, I spoke about this as well, right? When in the conscious community, we have an understanding when it comes to things we talk about. We just have like a general, trust me on this. And we kind of understand it. And sometimes the dates could be off. The quotes could be a little off.
We let it fly.
And we let it go. It's just kind of like, all right, we understand sometimes people add to it and then we kind of create an entire understanding of it. And it's a bigger understanding of it. When you go into white academia, I went to college, right? When you go into white academia, they want you to cite your sources. If you have a claim, I need to see that. I need to cite that. And the site and the source has to be an academic source.
Right.
Okay. This guy, West, that he went up against was not a game. He was like, and if you watch the debate, he was calm, he was collected, he wasn't yelling, screaming, cursing. And there were times in the debate, if you watch it, he caught him dead on a few times, like and Billy is talking and he catches him a couple of times and he didn't budge. He just said like, wait, so let me just make sure I'm hearing you right. Which version of the Bible you talking about? You talking about this? Because I have that. He turned around
and pulled it off the shelf.
And it don't say that nowhere here. So like, what are you talking about? And then Billy had to well, I didn't. I was misquoted there. And it was bad. So then, okay, so that happens. He loses the debate. We've all lost the debate. We're not perfect. None of us are not all knowing.
I didn't even think twice about it. It happens. Yeah,
it happens. He apparently sent out cease and desist because he didn't want the footage to get out there. He showed it to some dude's house at 2:30 in the morning. They got him on camera. It's bad, man. It's bad. This is looking really, really like, damn. But go ahead. What was your thoughts on this?
First of all, again, when and let me put this out there real quick because I know he's been on Rich's show. Rich is my guy. Rich is my man. 150 grand. You know how I feel about Black Magic 6363. This is not about Rich. Rich don't have nothing to do with Billy Carson's upbringing, his walk, and how he does his thing. I have to say that. I shouldn't, but I have to say that because I know how people get. I am not a big fan of Billy Carson, not because I just don't rock with him. I don't find where he is important in my life. However, I happen to tune in to the debate, you know, and what I didn't realize is that he's been standing on these specific principles about the Bible and a couple of books for a very, very long time. So this wasn't something where he stumbled across something, he was talking and blah, 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 blah. There are people all over who know, see, you sound smart to dumb people, but to smart people, you look dumb. You know what I mean? And so not only just white academia need scholarship, the Nation of Islam are some of the best researchers on the planet. And this is why when Wesley Muhammad went up against Polite, it was very similar. He was very, very surgical because Polite was catering to the crowd and putting on a show. And Wesley was like, yeah, let's get to this. You know what I mean? And so when you sound smart to dumb people, no disrespect, but I don't know all about the Dogon and what planet this came from. I can talk that shit with the best of them in terms of speculation and you know, I'm willing to have great conversations on what might be. But when you start getting into factual stuff and you're saying you're the fourth most important or educated scholar on the planet that does this kind of research, then that's writing a check your ass better be able to cash. And the guy was so surgical with it to where he didn't even get deep into the conversation yet, and Billy was already done. It was already done. Right now, I didn't really care about even that because you lose some debates here and there. When Billy said, I'm gonna come on my show and I'm gonna, you know, clear this up, me and Mama Dot, we straightening up, we put it on the big screen. You know, it's like a movie premiere and shit. We was like, okay, because I wanted to see what his approach was to his audience on how to deal with that. And it was the worst goddamn explanations I think I have ever heard from the foremost scholar in the world. He started out by saying all of these people are attacking little Billy. Why are they attacking? So now he's the victim. Then he mentioned, you know, they even tried to attack my wife. Victim. Hey, I had my 12-year-old kid. Victim. Then he went into these people out in Toronto, they might be a part of a RICO case because my lawyers, yo, he started wilding. And I'm going, okay,
that was a crash out.
Get to the debate. And then he said, I almost died. Now you done triple down on the victimhood. And even if you watch the event, I got a Band-Aid on my arm because I had an IV in one of my lungs. Yo, he started going into everything but what we were here for. Tell us, were you telling the truth all of this time, or were you misled or just lying? You know what I mean? And so for about 30 minutes, all he did is make excuse after excuse after excuse, but never addressed the Simeon Bible or whatever it is that he was saying. Now, because he don't affect me in any kind of way, I didn't feel no way about it until after I saw his response. His response was terrible. Lose and keep it moving. Just tuck it in. Go back and do your research on some stuff. Don't be wrong and strong, as my mother would say. This nigga was wrong and strong.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not a fan of Billy Carson and what he does. And I know a lot of people in our community are. And that has nothing to do with me. If you know anything about me, I rock with who I rock with. And I don't give a fuck if y'all niggas go on vacation together. That shit ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I mean? And so he gave, this pissed me off though. He gave a conscious community awards, and it was filled with white people. Now that bothered me. Now I'm getting a little personal. Okay, that bothered me. All right? The Forbidden Knowledge Conscious Awards. And I'm like, oh shit, maybe this is like how Sarnetta did it back in the No? It was like a whole bunch of white people getting awards and shit. Nah, I'm good on that, son. But that's my opinion.
You did say they have their own. You did say they have their own.
Okay, but don't steal our swag. Call that shit something else. Call that shit the Enlightenment Awards or some shit. You know what I'm saying? The next level, awareness trophy and shit. Don't throw our shit in there. Don't do that. You know what I mean? And so that's the only thing that I had an issue with. Chanel said there were black people there. Yeah, I know there were black people there, Chanel. I know. But there was some white people there too. I saw the goddamn tapes. I'm just calling it like I see it. And the fact that it's called the Conscious Awards, we started that shit. That's our shit. And for Jimmy, whatever the fuck his name is, Billy Carson to come in to our community, gain our trust, and now platform off, and now you creating awards, I ain't with none of that. Nah, I'm good, son. I'm good on that. Malcolm, you want to add anything else to that?
No. So the guy he debated, West, said he'll take the interview down if he runs it back, if Billy wants to run it back with him.
Okay.
But instead he put up the entire interview today, like I guess as a extra middle finger, like come do something.
Okay. And Billy had a lot of cease and desist letters out,
to everybody.
To everybody. So that's that's a tactic he uses to in essence. So, and again, to each his own. You might love Billy Carson. What that got to do with me? Not jack shit.
Yeah.
I know what I know.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
Let's get to some more stuff, man. Yeah. So TikTok might be banned January 19th if they don't sell to a American company. People are, devastated about it because a lot of people have made their brands on TikTok. They made a lot of money on TikTok. And that's why I don't think it'll be banned, because there's too much money to be made. You get what I'm saying? So I think they're going to force them to sell to an American company so they can kind of monitor and censor information and stuff like that. But the money is always the motive.
But that's the problem. TikTok, whether I know we get up here and we laugh about it, it has created movements, bro, of information. It has created, people have made money, stacks of money. It's like an open market where everything is everything. So you could be, selling, building, teaching all in one damn platform. And because it's outside of our jurisdiction in terms of censorship, that's why America is pissed. And they trying to force you back over to Instagram and Facebook and all of that, where they have more control. Now, I did hear, maybe somebody else can help me, that there's a new site called Lemon8 that is supposed to be the American version of TikTok, controlled by TikTok. And so that could be the case. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
Lemon8.com.
Never heard that one, but TikTok it's people like it for the people who want to censor it. I understand why, because it's dangerous. Once they started translating Hitler's speeches, and then there was kids like, yo, that wasn't like,
right.
That's when I knew. I said,
they shut down Walmart for Black Friday through TikTok. Meaning word got out, and black people didn't shop. They have found people on TikTok. Like, they got people on there, like, if you smack somebody, a homeless man, and you think it's funny and you walk away, the minute they get your face, it's a wrap. They'll bring up your face, your job, your kids. They been on talk to your boss already. They want a response. Serious business. that's the give and take of that. And China's probably in there stealing your information. But how is that different than America? America been stealing our information forever. Y'all just mad because China's stealing the information?
And selling it to China at that.
Yeah,
they just
bullshit.
want to be able to sell it.
Right, they want to be able to make money off of it.
That's really it. Oh, that's funny. Is it time for another commercial?
Nope. Oh, Mama said yeah. Mama Dot said yes. Yeah, we going into 2 hours. So commercial break it is. Get your questions ready.
Peace, what's good? It's Malcolm, and it's the artist formerly known as The Black Dot. We're here with you guys in the building to talk to you about why you need to join the Urban X membership.
In our membership, you have exclusive content taught by me and Brother Malcolm. You have exclusive interviews. You have exclusive lectures and all-time classic lectures by me, The Black Dot.
We also are heavily focused on community as well. So that's why every Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern, we have our Sunday morning meetups where we meet with everybody in our membership when we talk about things not just important to us, but to you guys as well.
And the last Sunday of every month, we split the group. We have a women's only meeting and a men's only meeting.
Yep.
That's how deep this goes. And listen, on Mondays, this is what you get, right? But on Thursdays, our podcast is now exclusive, uncensored, uncut, raw, with no commercials, Malcolm. No commercials.
Absolutely. And to even pack in the value as well, we even added an entire suite of business courses just for the members for $10 a month. You can't get no better than that.
You can't get no better than that. So you get business courses taught by me and Malcolm. You get exclusive content. You get Sunday morning meetups. You get a podcast with no commercials. And I'm also hearing Mama Dot might have a hot mic. I don't know. So we can't reach us yet for that.
Listen, go to urbanx.nyc today to join. You will not regret it. All right? Peace.
Peace.
And we are back.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to join the membership at urbanx.nyc. We're not just doing the morning meetups on Sundays. This month we are going every single day. Yep. Saturday and Sunday included.
So that means tomorrow morning, 6:30, be in the building.
Yeah, we're in there.
Join us.
In there.
Join us.
All right. So let's get to some more stuff, man.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So I don't know if you guys are up on the Hawk Tour girl. So apparently, she got famous. She started her own podcast called the Talk to Her podcast. Okay, she's been getting brand deals and stuff like that, and she recently launched her own meme coin, her own meme crypto coin. And what happened was it launched, a lot of people put money in it, and then as soon as it got to its peak, the bottom fell out. It was a rug pull. A lot of people lost their money. But some internet sleuths, there's this guy named CoffeeZilla, and he does these financial scams. He was the one who broke the FTX scam, I think, way before it made the news. Like, he said it was something going on with that. He broke a lot of scams. JT the Pocket Watcher subscribes to him, CoffeeZilla. Like, he's like an internet investigator. He put it together that the Hawk Tour girl and her team profited like $50 million off of this scam, while everybody else lost money, hundreds of thousands of dollars in certain cases. So she is under fire.
Good for them.
You said good for them?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What would possess you to take a girl whose claim to fame is Hawk Tour, and do you know what? She looked like she's a good investor. She looked like I should follow her and make money. Good for your goofy ass for following her for that. That's what you get. If it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Yeah. You're right.
All right?
Yeah.
I done got caught out there many a day, Malcolm, with the VCRs in the box and there's bricks and shit. You get home and shit, there's some bricks in that shit. I couldn't have got if I wasn't. Nigga was like, shh, come over here, son. Got these. Show you one. It's nice. It's on display. You like it? That's not how much? Yeah, let me get one of them. And you get home and you got a fucking brick, 2 bricks, and styrofoam. You know?
Yeah.
Now, and me being transparent, I was gonna come out with some shirts anonymously, and they was gonna say, if she don't hawk to her, I don't talk to her. Right? And I beta tested it on here one day. I said it, and the response was, hey, that's kind of funny. But I couldn't have it traced back to me, and because I was gonna use a dummy name, a business account, and sell them shit. Get them out of here, get them out. And then somebody be smart and be like, nigga, that's Urban X. These niggas done flipped the script, and now they selling Hawk Tour t-shirts. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Mom and Dad would have mistakenly put one of our cards.
Yeah, one of our cards. She's so, matter of fact about shit. She been throwing our card, and then it's just like, Urban X. These niggas? Really? And so I got scared and said no, because I'd have been promoted. Like, yo, have y'all seen those t-shirts? Man, that's crazy.
Huh? I heard it's at this website. I'd have
been like, yo, I heard it's at this website. But, they said they flying off the shelves, bro. Hey, man, people wearing them. My sister wants to know what Hawk Tour means. I will call you after the show.
She's adorable.
Yeah, my sister, right? She don't know shit about none of these little sayings. I bet you talk to Jordan. He'll tell you.
Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan will tell you. He'll tell you. He be like, Ma, where you hear that shit from, Ma? No, I want to know, because I want to be down with the Hawk Tour. Don't let old people see that shit. How can I get down with the... I was watching Black Spot the other night, and he talked about the Hawk Tour. That's the sound I make when I eat my ham hock. A Hawk Tour, yeah. That's the sound when my dentures fall out my mouth after having a hot cup of coffee. So it is what it is. Yep.
That's funny.
I love you guys. I love having fun with you guys.
Did you hear about the father from New Jersey who lost like over $1 million of his family's money from sports betting?
No.
And I think he's trying to sue like FanDuel, DraftKings, and these apps because he said those apps fostered his betting addiction.
Really? Yeah. So you're not going to win that case because they tell you in the small fine print, if you need help, here's a number to call.
Call this number, yeah.
Yeah, if you have a gambling issue, call this number. It's like a pack of cigarettes. The Surgeon General states this is, dude, come on, dude. You're going to blame people. You're going to lose and then blame them.
Yeah.
But if you had won.
So this.
Go ahead.
What do you mean?
Had you won $5 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But so Earn Your Leisure, they came at Joe Budden's podcast because he does the Prize Picks. That's another like sports betting book. Right? So he promotes Prize Picks. So the dude from, I think it was Rashad from Earn Your Leisure, called out Joe Budden because he said that sports betting and betting in general is destroying the black community. There's a lot of money from that black community leaving, going into sports betting, and he called out Joe Budden for promoting that on his show. And again, just more of the people can't find where to stand on because Joe Budden likes to talk about black causes and stuff like that when white people are against, doing things, but you are directly promoting a cause or you're directly promoting a product that has caused harm to black people. It's always, you're never going to find the thing that is just all the way perfect, but I'm just finding it interesting that Malcom, all of this is just kind of bubbling to the surface.
It has to bubble because FanDuel supports a lot of these. Barstool promotes Shannon and them and Mace and them. So these, these gambling sites are everywhere now.
Yeah.
But you guys stood on stage with a check for Diddy for $1 million.
Yeah.
No, I gotta scramble my brain to make sure I'm correct, right? Okay, all right. Just throwing it out there, keeping the game fair.
No, that's why it's like it's happening
But
everywhere.
Malcolm, that's my only concern on when you get in bed with somebody. Pause. What kind of relationship and business are you promoting? What do you want your name connected to? Because we could get a fan deal sponsorship probably like this. We're a father and son podcast. We can talk a little bit more sports in there. And by the way, this is sponsored by FanDuel. You know what I mean? But where do you know what I mean? Or you can promote potato chips, or you can promote this. They got this where you have to be corked up. You have to be, and we all work for BlackRock.
That's what nobody want to talk about.
Nobody want to talk about that shit.
Yeah,
I'm on
talk
YouTube
about
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
I bet you they owned by BlackRock.
Yeah.
If you go up the ladder. And so I think BlackRock should start giving me benefits the way they give everybody else benefits. Because we all work for BlackRock. You on your job right now, and your company on the is owned by BlackRock somehow, some way.
Or Vanguard or
Vanguard or one of these companies. And so they it's a tangled web we weave. Right? It's a tangled web we weave. So it's
somebody asked, what about Nerd Talk? Yeah, Mom and Dad, what about Nerd Talk?
Come on. Oh boy. Nerd Talk ain't coming up. If it ain't out by now, y'all forget about that. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, so let's talk about this story was fascinating. Hold on, let me pull it up. Apparently, in some places in Florida, hold on. In Broward County, the sheriff's office, they produced their own crack cocaine so they could sell it to people, and then deputies would arrest them for buying crack cocaine.
Wait a minute.
Have you guys heard about this?
Malcolm, let me run this through my head movies. They're making their own crack.
Yeah.
Now, the crack is used as a part of a sting operation. So that when you buy the crack, we got you for buying the crack that we made.
Yeah.
Wow.
This happened in the 80s. 1988 to 1990, a Florida prosecutor that he's trying to vacate 2,600 convictions. Yeah, 2,600 convictions of people who brought crack cocaine manufactured by the Broward County Sheriff's Office in a sting operation. That is crazy.
That is bananas. But, again, all of these police departments, you just got to follow the money. And what I want people to understand is these people are human. Everybody is human. They're not superhuman because they made rap songs or can jump. They're human. And they're subjected to the same things you are. If they need money, they can be, had. If they're gamblers and they're professional, that's how the mob get in. You know what I mean? They start getting you to fix fights and games. And just because you work for the coroner's office don't mean I can't get you to say something about this on an autopsy. Dude, this whole thing is eating itself from the inside, as Malcolm says, and I'm watching it and enjoying it. So some people are going to have a hard time next year when their favorite celebrities go down, because they're all going down. Or some people are going to see it as a chance to revitalize themselves, like the phoenix coming out of the ashes, to finally free themselves from the, this deterrent of these people sucking on your cosmic energy, right?
Yeah.
You giving Jay-Z and all of these people so much of your cosmic energy that they are super empowered and they believe that they are above. That time is coming and gone. And I hope from this little, talk we've had that you get to understand what we talked tonight about wasn't malicious. It wasn't finger pointing. It's just, let's lay it all out. You can't tell me you about kids and all of that, but you did 2 albums with R. Kelly. You can't. I'm not trying to hear it. You can't tell me, that you're bigger and more than who you say you are, but your track record all the way down the line speaks of something different. And not just him, talking about all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Your pastor,
Yeah.
T.D. Jakes. Okay? And so we are in that state now where you on one side stand down, or stand up. That's it.
There was a great movie I think everybody should watch. And it just, the message of the movie is that you are the secret ingredient. You are enough. Okay? You just have to look within. It's called Kung Fu Panda, the first one. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The movie is great. Love that
Yes.
movie. Go
Yes.
check that out.
Definitely go check that out.
So apparently, there's a lot of stuff happening. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been up on the political sphere because I heard there's a lot happening in the Middle East. A lot of things are getting escalated because a lot of people are saying that Biden's parting gift to America is World War III because there's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm not up on it. I will get up on it for Thursday's show. I promise. I'll have more to say on that because somebody mentioned it. I promise.
Yep.
Did you hear about the DEI rollbacks with Walmart? Yes. So apparently they are, the DEI, the diversity, equity, inclusion stuff that all the conservatives are labeling anything black as DEI. So if you have 2 black pilots, DEI. So that's another one of their code words for black people.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys, black or gay people, black or gay. They mentioned anything that is DEI. But there are a lot of black entrepreneurs who are upset about Walmart's cutting of their DEI programming was because a lot of their products and a lot of their products have made it into Walmart and they've been able to make a lot of money through those programs. So them cutting that, a lot of black-owned businesses will be the ones that are obviously the first affected.
The first to go. Yeah, it's a nasty business, Malcolm.
Yeah.
It's a nasty business. But whenever people get together and show their power, when I saw Black Friday, them stores empty, I was happy. Because ultimately the power is with the people. Ultimately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. All right,
Somebody
Malcolm.
said, do we have a name? We don't have a name, man. We don't have we have names, but we're just waiting to see what he looks like when he comes out. We did the same thing with Noble. His name was something else the entire time. Or like for 6 to the 9 months. Something else. And then we came out and said, he's not that. That's Noble. Yeah.
I love it.
So
I love it. Somebody asked me, do I think Aaliyah was the reason for the breakdown of rock? Yes and no. It's always a woman somewhere involved. Egos involved. See, Dame used to punk Jay-Z a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't realize, take his girl, moved up on Beyonce, I heard once or twice, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Ultimately, Jay-Z wanted to stand alone because his direct competition was Sean Diddy Combs. But because he was a part of a conglomerate of individuals, he didn't get that individual shine he needed along with other things. I know Dame had his ways and there's probably some other stuff, but it all boils down to women somehow and ego somehow.
And ego, yeah. Yeah,
women and ego somehow.
That's usually how it goes.
Yep.
Anything else? Let's one more question, then we up out of here, man.
Yeah, man.
Then we are up out of here. Is it true he was 36 in the karate class? I think so. I think that was true.
He was taking Taibo? Yeah, probably.
Oh, man. But with that being said, guys, great show. Glad you all were here. We appreciate you. We love you. For the members, we will see you guys tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. sharp, Eastern.
Sharp.
Right? And then Wednesday, don't forget, we have Wednesdays with Dr. Phil Valentine. You can come on the screen, ask him a question that you want to know. It's a lot happening, and I know you want to know his insight of what's going on in these streets. It'll be a fantastic opportunity to do so this Wednesday. All you have to do is join the membership, and I'll have the link and stuff provided for you, urbanx.nyc.
Yeah.
And with that being said, guys, peace.